Yeah, guys, very good evening. Welcome back to the session. So, in our previous session, we have discussed about the basic concept of log management, right? So, in today's session, we are just going to have a understanding of what is, Microsoft Sentinel and all. So, prior to that, how many of you are know about cloud? So, I hope most of you. Yes, Jatin knows cloud. Vivek knows cloud. I know. Shubham, I hope he might have already gone through what is Sentinel and all. Yes. Mahesh, about
Yes,
my.
yes.
Yeah. Devapriya Prakash is also saying yes, I think. I think most of. Yeah, Dev, please go ahead. Okay, I think he's. Yes, yes. So, most of the people know about what is a cloud, right? Now, what is the purpose of cloud? Everyone knows. So, what is the scope of this particular cloud and all? So, cloud gives you a versatile platform and a dynamic platform where you can easily opt whatever you want. You can dynamically manage. There is no compulsion of a limitation of your CPUs, processors, RAM, or your a memory, or we can consider into your storage space. There is no limitation in this regard. You can dynamically modify as and when you required. So cloud has basically three different layers of services. Basically we can start with three different platforms that we can consider to be providing as a service. The first is something known as IaaS, infrastructure as a service, then platform as a service, that is we also known as PaaS. Then there is something known as SaaS, right? So basically, if you see this particular cloud, you have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So this area, let it be any organization. You take Azure, you take Google Cloud, you take AWS, you take any cloud platform. They used to provide this particular IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Now there is something known as providing. Who is providing? Provider. Now, who is the provider? Let's say it is AWS. Let's say it is Azure. Now, let's say it is GCP. Now, what they call, what they call as, we can consider, see, these people are called as provider. Now, what provider? These are known as CSPs, cloud
Cloud
service
service provider.
providers, right? Cloud service providers, right? So let it be any organization like that, maybe AWS, Azure, or a GCP. These people are known as CSP, like a telecom companies like Geo, a BSNL, or let's say MTNL or Airtel. So we used to call these are what? ISPs, right? Internet service provider, because these provider providing internet services, right? Similarly, these providers are called CSP. This is known as cloud service providers. Now, who are using? Like clients, let's say there is an organization called Happiest Mind. Consider there is something called Happiest Mind organization. Let's say there is a Trinix InfoSec Solutions. Let's say there is a SIM Intelligence. You take these three different organizations. One is educational organization, one is the info security, one is, let's say, this is the MSSP. So they are taking various services from this cloud service provider. Now these are using this particular service. Now what we call them? So the service users are known as CC, cloud clients. Like we used to call it for internet people, internet those who are using internet, we call it as network clients or internet clients, right? So here we call it as a cloud clients. So these are a terminology, this is a global terminology, whether it may be any platform, you choose any provider. CSP means cloud security, cloud service provider, and CC means cloud client. In between, there are people like all the in all the organization, or we can consider in all the areas, there are something known as developers, there are something called users. In between, there used to be something known as consultancy people, right? We call it as a brokers, right? We used to see so many brokers, those who come come in met with this CSPs, right? And they are providing services to CC. Now we call it as a CB, cloud brokers, right? We call it as a cloud brokers. So right now, cloud has various services like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. And these people who are providing AWS and all this considered as a cloud service providers. Similarly, those who are using this company called cloud clients. And there are some people, cloud brokers. So these are the persons providing and giving benefits to both CSP and CC together. Because every CC may not be mandate. Like I'll take an example of an hospital. They want to digitalize every topic into I mean hospitals data into. They want to provide some services over a cloud. Let's say this is ABC hospital. They want to set up a ABC hospital website on the cloud. ABC hospital website, right? Now consider when there is a hospital website. See, these are not professional towards the. I mean, you can consider IT, right? They cannot afford to maintain so many IT people for managing the website and all. So what they used to give to the people, those who handle these kind of these people are known as like cloud brokers cloud who manage the cloud in I mean instead of the client, and they are trying to provide the best between I mean this client and CSP, right? So now the question comes, we come to know there are three people now: CSP, CC, and CB. One is cloud service provider, the second one is cloud clients, the third is cloud broker. Everyone has their role to play. Now there are three services as I said: IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. IaaS is exclusively hardware services that you are purchasing. You are taking on rental, like you are taking some RAM, processor, memory, and you can say bare metal. Okay, this much only. So on top of it, this is provided by whom? CSP. Now what CC will do? CC or CB, whatever. It may be cloud broker or cloud client. He will install the OS, and he will update the service. Everything is responsibility of CC. Okay. Now in the past, what they used to do, they will give you a next level of approach. Like they will give you hardware, of course. Like they will also provide the initial OS and the respective. Consider there is a requirement of one Java platform. So they will provide you Java. Now onwards, the CC, this is the activity of CSP, is the responsibility of cloud service provider. Because they are asking some platform, right? OS they are asking, Java they are asking, some, let's say there is some important platform like, some development platform, like they want Tomcat. Yes, they will provide the Tomcat service. So this platform they will be provided by CSP. Now what CC will do, they will install this particular, let's say their development. Let's say they will install the web page. Web page the task of CC. Now the further updation, downgradation, everything will be the part and parcel of CC, right? But whereas the SaaS is the software as a service, now everything is a activity of CSP here. So like they will provide hardware, software, updation, backup, and creation of the web page also. Now, so what CC will do? CC will only update whatever their requirement, they will only update and they will use the web page only. They don't bother how the activity is going on the background, whether the Java is getting updated or not. It is not the part and parcel of SaaS because the CSP will take care of all those things. So SaaS is the costliest. IaaS we can consider it's a more or less people use consider the cheapest terminology in the but however the amount of RAM and services that you are purchasing, right? Because here you are getting both software and hardware. Here you are getting only hardware resources. And the platform is a combination of both, whatever you required, right? So here CSP is responsible in a three areas. What these people are responsible for? These people are responsible for only backup. So let it be anything, whether the data is of CC, whether is maintained by CSP, but CSP is always responsible for backup. It's most important. You have to remember this, okay? Always CSP is responsible for the backup of the particular service. Okay. Now you come to know you have so many services, right? There is one more provider also this company cloud network provider, neural network provider. We consider cloud neural network provider. Now who are these? So we know CSP, we know CB, we know CC because it's quite easy for us, right? We all CC also known as CU, cloud user. No worry, it's very same. But CNP is something. These are the big fishes who manage the connectivity between two different clouds, two different data centers in a cloud, right? So this is DC1, this is DC2, this is DC3. So the connectivity between DC1 and DC2 is should be mandatory. DC1 to DC should be mandatory and DC2 to DC3 also mandatory. So this particular network management, like the very big fishes like AT&T, like Sky, what was Elon Musk? What was that? What was that network? Is Skylight or something like, right? So Elon Musk, I forgot the name. Sorry. Starlink, sorry. It's Starlink.
Starlink, yes.
Yeah, it's Starlink. Starlink. Okay. So Starlink, AT&T, there are some big fishes are there, but Starlink is very actively provided and AT&T is actively provided CNPs. Okay. Cloud neural network providers. Okay. So now we got a overall picture that there is something known as CSP, there's something called CC and CB. Now consider your organization. Your organization now I will exclusively get into the Azure, okay? Because we should know what is Azure and how it works and all, okay? So let's say you have a Azure platform. You have a Azure platform. Consider your organization is a very new to this particular platform. What all are the requirements that you require to become a cloud user? So you have been given a task to manage your cloud with respect to all the platforms and all the services to be migrated and all. So you have given with the some task. Now what is the first thing that we need to do? The first thing we need to do is something like we should enumerate what platform is good, whether it's AWS or Azure or a GCP. So consider you have enumerated and identified that Azure platform is very suitable for you. Then what kind of service that you want to require, like you want to require a IaaS or a SaaS or a PaaS. Identify that. Let's say you require some of the IaaS, some of the SaaS, some of the PaaS. Yes, it's possible. If you require a IaaS and PaaS, so you need to go towards IaaS and PaaS. For this, you require Azure portal. portal, Azure, where you can request these services. For the SaaS, basically, let's say from the Azure, if you want to take any SaaS services, of course, you need a Azure portal. Over and above, you require something known as Microsoft portal. Microsoft portal. So there are three portals are mandatorily we should know. One is portal dot. This is portal is something called portal.azure.com. This is portal.microsoft.com. Okay. So please make sure that write it somewhere, or of course you will get the notes and all, no worry. But if you want to still note down, you can note down. So the first portal you should know is something called portal.azure.com. The second portal you should know is something called Microsoft.com. Because in this particular area, you will be created your domain, your organization domain, and all users will be created in your Entra ID. Entra ID is something like your IDAM solution. Identity and access management. Earlier it is called as a AAD, Azure AD. Now it's renamed as a Entra ID. Okay. So domain name will be created, Entra ID will be managed, and all the RBAC. Now what is RBAC? Role based access control will be managed from this particular collection ID. The entire thing is known as portal.azure.com. Okay. So you will be created with a domain, you will be created with the Entra ID, you will be that is what AAD, and you will be managed RBAC. In this RBAC, you will have you are going to create something like three things. One is your resource groups. Resource groups. We also known as RG, short form of resource group. Then inside the resource group, what you will create? You will create the service or VM, virtual machine for IaaS. Let's say there is a action, let's say container. You can create whatever you want over here in the resource group. Now this resource group will be given with some RBAC, that is role based access control. Let's say administrator will have a full right, reader only have a read only right, the other guest will have only view permission, something like. So you can create all those in your resource group. For every resource group there is a RBAC. Okay. So this is you can consider a top level activity. So how we can create this? It's very simple. As I said, you need to go to Microsoft Azure. Now what is Microsoft.com? What it will give you? Yes, there is something known as you want to create some mail IDs. Yes, you want to create your own domain, right? So once you have a domain, you want to create your domain. Let's say I have a trinix.com. Trinix.com. So for this trinix.com, I want to create, because it's my domain, I want to create some users. Because see, let's say Jatin, Afzal, Sangam, Shubham are my employees, or Vivek is these are my employees. I have to give the email IDs to them, right? So that they can even internally contact them. So this service mail ID is, I can't create for the people of 6 people. I can't create a mail server, and it is very difficult for me. So I can purchase from your SaaS service, right? That is comes under your SaaS, right? So this SaaS, so you are just taking some 4 or 5 emails from your SaaS service, that is from Microsoft services, right? Microsoft service for we can consider this is considered to be Microsoft services, right? Then there is something known as, you can take it something like, let's say you want a drive solution, one drive. I want to give a network Google Drive, like a Google Drive. I want to use a 1 TB of individual. So I can give it to the people, right? So this is also I will share with the people drive solution that I can give. There is something called some apps like Office apps. So in the internet, I want to use the Office solution rather than installing this particular Office in the system. So I want to use Office solution. There are some online Office solutions like Microsoft Office providing Office solution that is known as Microsoft O365 Office, right? So you can use that. Like you can use some of the other services also. So mail services, drive services, Office services very famous. Like you have a this particular Meet app. What was that? Uh, I forgot. This is Google Meet, and the other one is
Teams.
Teams. Yeah, Teams. Sorry. Because I oftenly use this Teams because I don't like personally this team, but so we use Teams. So this is another software. This is also SaaS you are getting. So like this, you are getting mail drives, and so now you actually what you started with one infrastructure. You want to create a one VM and a one service and a one container. But later you create a domain when there is the Entra ID and people are there. Some six people have been see in my company. There are six people now. Like Jatin is my employee. Like Mahesh is my employee. Now Afzal is my employee. Vivek is my employee. And self Vishnu. Right? So now you can see, and Sangam is my manager. So now I have so many people. Now they are doing some activity. Now there may be chances of attacker may compromise these people's data, and sometimes they might have opened in a open Wi-Fi area because it's in the internet, right? And the rollbacks may be not configured by me, maybe not properly. It may be openly available in the internet. Maybe the mail ID's passwords are common, I mean, default password like ABC8123 that has been compromised by some users or some attackers because this mail ID is open in the market, right? So if I know the mail ID, if I know the password, I can log in. So to overcome and all, so to monitor these things, there is a solution comes that is known as Defender solution. Defender solution. You must see. I'm dragging everything into how Sentinel has created actually. Okay, because it's more important. So you know what is actually. I know if you want, I can also start from that Sentinel directly. What is Sentinel? But the background behind this is most important. How the Sentinel is evolved. So it's most important. That's why I'm explaining all this, right? So the Defender solution has come up into the picture. Now this Defender has again, so Defender for mail, Defender for and Office, Defender for cloud apps, Defender for IoTs, Defender for all the things come into the picture. So these Defender services, all the Defender, there are so many Defender. Earlier it was considered to be one Defender. Now it has become something known as XDR altogether, as I said, right? So this particular solution will run over security.microsoft.com. Okay, it's most important. So right now, I explained about three portals. One is portal.azure.com, portal.microsoft.com, and the third is security.microsoft.com. If you want to work with a portal called Azure, so you have to know these three portal is the three minimum portals you should know. One is portal.azure.com, portal.microsoft.com, then the third one is security.microsoft.com. These three are most required portals that you need to if you want to be a security manager or a security analyst in a Azure portal, right? So this is the basics. Now the question comes, how I can create this particular portal? It's very simple. So we need to first start with a portal.microsoft.com. Then we need to move to portal.azure. Then of course, along with that, security.microsoft.com will also be created. Okay. So the procedure is very simple. So we'll discuss about Sentinel exactly once we start up with the Sentinel, okay? Because it's more important rather than understanding the Sentinel directly. So we should know about this particular thing. It's most important. Yeah. So there is something known as first you should open with a portal.microsoft.com. Here there are a lot many services that we have, or you can say simply Microsoft. I'm going with 365 E3. Just I'm going with the E3 general licenses. So www.microsoft.com, where I can just jump into with a trial license. So this is the one service that we have to start with. Okay. So Microsoft E365, Microsoft 365 E3. Now what is E3 and all that we can compare with the plans and all. You can see what are the application that you can get. So these are the services that includes. So you can get all the Office services, OneNote, Teams, Drive, and Forms, Power BI kind of stuff, and Power Automate, Planner, everything that you are coming. And with the E5, this is having a Power BI extra, Power BI Pro, and a Microsoft Loop and all that is an extra, and it's not part and parcel of E3. So this is a kind of this is having some less, this is having ultimate, this is having very very common. It's a common. Okay. So but here when you see here, there is something known as E5 and F3 has no trial licenses, whereas this one has a trial license. But make sure that when you're creating this particular trial licenses, it is a commitment of it is an annual commitment. Please make sure that you should disable before 1 month only. It is a mandatory. If you forget, right, though automatically it will become professional edition, and every month it will be deducted with your 2,810 every month on that say. So you will get so much of financial loss and also make sure while you are creating these licenses for a trial period and all, please disable before the trial period overs because it gives you a lots of fun because while starting creation of this particular things and all you will get so much of fun because of course it's easy to create and all, but once you created and if you forget, because what people used to do, you people may have a various credit cards, so they started doing with the various and they forget what credit card is used for what user. And if you forget, right, I got a 10 lakhs of bill once. 10 lakhs, literally, it's true. I got 10 lakhs of bill, and somehow I requested Microsoft, so it was waived off, but that was not all the time happens. Okay, so it's not a mandatory, and I proved them that I have not used anything from their resources, and it was only because I enabled and left it for a longer period. I come to know that there was a I enabled some services which is generated so much of financial calculations which I have forget. So it is given with a 10 lakhs of monthly bill. Imagine how much big services I have enabled, but I have not used, and after multiple requests by me, and they have understood that I was not used that particular domain for more than 2 months. So they said, okay, we will waive it off, but that's with a warning that I got, and also make sure it is most important as well as very serious issue. I'm helpless in this regard. If you forget, means you lost some money. So make sure while creating this particular licenses, so don't forget to disable back. Okay, I will show you how to disable and all because I have one service which I'm going to soon disable that I will show you how to disable and all. No worry, I have a disable video also and I will share it with you people. Okay, so creation is very start. So to create a portal, we need to go to portal.azure.com. There you can create and all. But as we are trainers and we don't have our domain, exact domain, all we'll use the common domain. So we'll start up with this particular E3 licenses. I'll go with a try for free 1 month. So it will ask some important things. So just you need to follow this. Like what domain? Let's say I'll give something like, let's say this Gmail. So it will ask, see, set up an account. So it is asking some details and all, go next and give the payment info. It's clear. Once it is done, it will ask you, it ask about one payment info where you need to give the details of credit card or a debit card. And it is only valid for Visa or MasterCard, not Rupee. Okay. So,
So Vishnu, one
yeah,
second.
Gautam.
So that
Yeah.
will be deduct a single 1 rupee from your debit card or credit
Yeah,
card, right?
yeah. And it will be that 1 rupee also will be refunded. Okay. It will be
Yeah,
refunded.
that is yeah. And
But
does it have any auto debiting option? Auto deduct.
what?
Does it have any auto deducting option? Means if I have
Yes, yes,
been
yes.
I have purchased any service.
Yes, that's why I said you have to disable before a month.
Okay, so we
If you
got it.
forget, that will start. debiting, auto debiting your service. I mean, according to your purchase and all. Okay, you have to disable. That's
Right.
once I'm telling means it's very. I mean, Microsoft is very ruthless. First of all, they don't have mercy on you. They will simply direct. That's why I
Yes,
said
got it.
I got a 10 lakhs of once I got a big amount of 10
The
lakhs.
same. Actually, for AWS, am paying. Okay, I have already paid multiple bills.
So that's why I'm telling it's a good thing that you should disable before if you are then if you are thinking such a way just disable that that card, otherwise you will keep on you need to pay. You just block that card and purchase I mean take another card.
Means you are bypassing their threats.
Yeah, of course there is no other mechanism because this is what annual commitment. You don't have another mechanism even to stop this activity. If you call them and request them also that they will say, I don't have any mechanisms to stop this because there is an annual commitment plan. Automatically, it will be start detecting you. There is no option. So what is the last option is something like you have to block your card so that they cannot detect and but that will affect your
Because
CIBIL. Okay, that will affect your CIBIL.
yes, got it, got it.
So make sure all these are very careful activities that people should handle with a proper methodology. Okay. So from where you need to start is something like you need to start from here, otherwise you will end up with so many issues. So that's why I'm telling you should start with Microsoft.com, Microsoft 365 E3 licenses. You will try for a month, and you will give your whatever that first email, and then provide your all the details and go next. And then sign in details. It will ask you some mobile number and all, and you will get a see, this is a common registration activity, so people can do easily. There is no issue. Okay, so this is very simpler method. There is nothing more than that. Okay, so the payment info requires a master or rupee card, but again, I'm telling it's very dangerous. Before executing this, make sure that you have to note it down. Every domain and this particular activity should be noted in somewhere, and even this particular uh, trial license are also downloadable once you started doing these things. Okay, so I did it and I'll make it ready, no worry. So this is what when someone wants to create, right, even in between I'll show you how to do the activation part also, no worry. So there is activation process is also available, so we can go with that. Okay, so and one fine day I will show you how to activate this and followed by because I have already activated and I have one more to activate in future. That's why. Okay. Then once this one activated, you simply need to go to the next level is something called portal.azure.com. So here I already activated with this. So I'll use this. What was the password? Hmm, I think this was the password. Let me check. Yeah. Yes, I need to authenticate by using authenticator, right? Right. It is 59. Yes. Yes. Now it is activated. So now when you started with this, right, with the same user, so you will be given with something known as enable. There is something called free trial. So I have enabled that. After enabling that, I got this 16,700 credit in my account. Okay. So this is something that I did already because in the session prior to the session, I was showing this particular demo session, right? During the demo, I have explained that. Okay. So I will share this particular activation procedure in a video because that is not possible all the time to create. So I have one video with the activation method. So I will give you the activation method. into to you people, because if I want to activate, I need to use something known as a one uh, uh, card, one valid mobile number, and one mail ID, valid mail ID. These three things are mandatorily required. So even I don't recommend it to create directly before. I will show you once. Then you, after a 10 days kind of stuff, I will show you one day how to create and all. Then you people get, you can start that particular. Until and unless you can just see the basics of this particular Azure and all. Okay. So then I will explain about the creation, architecture and all. For another 4 5 days it will take, and we will discuss about the architecture of Sentinel and all. It will take another 2 to 3 days. Then we will activate the licenses once again. Okay, we will disable and I will activate parallelly. Then I will show you too. Okay, so this will come up once you activated your free trial. Okay, so you have activated Microsoft portal with E3 licenses. So for that, what I shown you, there's something called portal.microsoft.com. One is this, that you will get it here, all your subscription and all. See, this is the guy I activated, Satvik Suppala, and he has one active user right now. So, and you can create your things, and you can purchase the things, whatever. Right now in the marketplace, my product is E3. So I have purchased that E3, and rest I can go with it. Okay. So I can purchase all these stuff that are available. I can go and there's a billing kind of what is my product and all, everything is showing here. Right. It will get up 1 minute. Yeah, okay. Right now it is not showing, but anyway, licenses that you can see. Okay, that's very nice if I have not enabled anything. So, but E3 that I can enable, no worry. We'll do that, no worry. Okay. Then there is something called security. When you click here, right, in this particular area, there's something called all admin centers. When you click on it, Jatin, they will not give any free licenses, but they will give you something like, licenses for 1 month as a free trial. Yes, it's giving. It's giving. Yes, I am using this, right? See, this is what my mine. It's still giving the free of cost, but education license for students and all, they used to claim they are providing $50, but they are not actually. On the background, I have tried multiple with very reputed, education mail IDs, but it was failed. So education licenses are nowhere now available. Okay. So anyway, so there is something known as security. So when you click on this one, right, it is transferring to security.microsoft.com. Basically, for main today's motto is to I want to show you admin portal, security portal, as well as Microsoft portal. Okay. So the ad portal looks like this. We will discuss one by one, because without knowing this, right, you cannot come to know. So when you see, this is admin center where you can create your mails, mail IDs, and all that you can create here. You can create a user. So along with that, you can create a mail ID, right? This is your mail ID, and further, you can go and chat with this particular mail ID if you have a licenses. So like you can go with Outlook and all that you can use. And once you have a licenses of these, and you can log in into your admin center with your, and you can able to access your office.microsoft.com, all those things that can be, because you have a license over there, right? So with that you can go. And the security. So this security, that's what I said, right? This is only office services, right? Only for education people, office that you can use, like that Word, Outlook, Excel, all these can be possible. But this is only for educated. I mean, those who are studying and all, right. That too in the internet. Yeah. So this is what a security portal. Right now it is not getting up because I don't have any licenses as of now. So that may be the reason. So, but still, it's showing some blank. but this is something looks like your security portal. Okay, it's getting some time. Yes, see, you can see here. This is, we can consider to be Microsoft Defender. As I said, all the activity which you are doing here, right? This will be, you can see over here, like emails, what kind of policies, Sentinel, that you can see the Sentinel also here. But the prime concern is there is another location where also you can see the Sentinel. Okay, there's something called threat intelligence, investigation, and response to content, and all that you can see here, right? So this we will see how to manage and all. Okay. The further, the main part is something like the Microsoft Azure. So here we need to start up with one thing known as subscription. First, we need to start up with a subscription. Subscription. When I click on the subscription from here, or you can search from here also. You can go here. You can see subscription somewhere, or you can search from all resources, and you can search here. Oh, sorry, all services, and you can search from here also. Here also subscription. See, subscription. So the subscription will give you what kind of subscription you are using right now, what is the current cost, and what is your subscription ID and all. Right now I'm activated with the free trial, and the current cost is something like zero, and I'm left with some 16,700 that I have got a notification here. Okay. And if you want to go with a pay as you go, you can upgrade, but as soon as you click and OK, then they started charging your services. Okay. So from here, see, right now the current cost is zero. I have some free trial. And now I will go to my, let's say, my Entra ID. Entra ID. See, Entra ID. When I click Entra ID, I have a one user first. I'll show you the list of users and all. See, there's a one user, right? There is Satvik Suppala. This is the USP, that is user principal name, that you can see. With this only I have logged in, right? So let's say I want to create one more user. Let's say I want to create, let's say I want to create I can even invite external user also. Let's say some XYZ user is already there. Let's say there's a Tanya. I want to create a Tanya's external user. I want to invite. So I'll simply click on Tanya as our external user, and I will ask Tanya's username. Let's say it is something like tanya@gmail.com. Let's example. So simply I'll type tanya@gmail.com. Right? Then the display name is something like Tanya. Right? Then the message is something like, "Hi Tanya, please join my join our portal." Simply portal, and you can give it to some your HR or whatever. Okay. Then just go next and give the details. If you want to give something like what role manage that role you want to give, what is the company hire date and all, what's the office location, everything that you can just fill up or just go next. It's not mandatory. So what is the group that you want to assign? Let's say role. I want to give something like a reader, global reader, global reader. Okay. Now I have given the role of global reader. She can see all the things, but she cannot play. She cannot add anything. Uh, let's say I'll give, let's say, Tanya. Is Tanya, could you please tell your Gmail ID so that you will get a link given. You can see from your side also if you have.
Okay, I'll send you one. I'll send it
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, please. Any mail. It's not mandatory the Gmail. You can send it anyone, so that you will get a link there, so you can access this portal. At least you can see the portal, right? It will create even as soon as she logs in. I will get a log. I can able to see some logs over there for that purpose. I think she's sending. You just will wait. Uh, yeah, yes. So I'll go next. I've given something like Tanya only, and the office location is, let's say, Delhi, and her employees. She is an employee of mine from today onwards. Consider. So global reader I have given. I invite simply. Now if she can see her mail, she can able to see from a mail has been sent to Tanya, and the details and all with that same user she can able to log in, and it once I refresh I'll get a see Tanya's details. Okay, of course the name and all is not giving. Let's say I will edit also. I can edit. Uh, okay, 1 minute. I can do it from other location. Enter ID. I can manage users. Yeah, I got it. See, Tanya. It was actually slow, right? That's why. So from now onwards, it is in a through invitation. It was generated. So now onwards, she can able to log in and she can able to enter into this particular area and all right. So this is how she need to start with the user. So she has to log in with this, but she will also log in with this one also. This one also is possible, or this entire thing can also be possible. Okay. So she will get a exactly user principal and how to log in and all. So once she gets, she can able to log in. Okay. So this is the first invitation. Once even I'll get once she logs in, I'll get a logs and all. Then I can show you that. So like this, once I create a user, now I have given even a role of a global reader of this particular domain, right? So she's a global reader. I have assigned to her. So similarly, I can create some, let's say, services. Example, I want to create a resource group, as I said, right? We can create our first, because there is a hierarchical. First, we create a user, then I'll create some missions. So I will give some, some kind of permissions on that missions. Okay. So we'll create a resource group first. Resource group is a bundle, basically. Okay. So when I click RE, I'll get an option called resource group. So in the when I click the resource group, resource group. Yeah. Now I can create my resource. When as soon as I click on it, it's showing me something like resource group. Let's say I'm creating, operations VM, operations VM. Okay, right? So where you wanna create and all, basically. So these are the options that I can go. So I'm going with the basics though. By default, I'm going to the US East. Now go next. Any tags that you wanna give. So any value, any tags. Let's say name or something like. No, I'm not. I don't wanna give anything. So no. It's passed. Validation is passed. Now you can create. See, operations VMs is one created. Now if I go to my resource group, see, I'll get all. Oh, sorry. What happened? Resource groups. See, there are two things are available. Earlier I created a test, and now I created with the operations VM. Inside now I can create whatever I want. Let's say I want to create a VM. I'll simply create a, now here I can create a VM, see virtual machines. So, or let's say Azure SQL I want to create, let's say one web portal, one container, everything that I can create it from here. And later there's an option called access control management. Here I can share the access control to this particular operations VM with some privileges that we will see in tomorrow session. So now we started with one portal, how to configure this particular thing, and one resource group, one user we have seen. Internal user also will create. I'll create it for all you people. You can also log in this particular portal. Okay. Further, I will tell in tomorrow session. We will create the user. I will divide into two groups. One is operations group, one is HR group, and HR will not have the operations groups, resource group active, I mean, missions activity, and similarly, operations people cannot access HR missions. So we will do that, basic things first, then we will create, because all this creates some logs, that logs we need to monitor. So to create that first, the basic things is required something like we need to set up our cloud. So this is what we are doing right now. Okay. So this is all about for the day. So we are just enter into the portal, how the portal looks like. But remember, we need to remember portal.azure.com, portal.microsoft.com, and security.microsoft.com. We will go one by one and we will understand each portal. Okay. Okay, guys, then that's all for the day. We'll meet in tomorrow's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye.